What is up, everybody? This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent. We are doing a live market chat here for Friday, August 26th, 2022. I'm just gonna chat for a few minutes. If you want to get to the charts, probably wait till like the 8-minute mark to fast forward this. But I just want to talk for folks who might be newer to the channel or not familiar with what's going on. Again, the market is a mechanism for taking money. It is a casino. It is a game literally derived from the bucket shops of what they call New York, Chicago, and it was a game. And now people don't like to hear this, but ultimately the market makers, the game, is trying to take your money. So my goal is to help teach people how to understand how the market works. Now again, fundamentals, what people talk about, opinions, all of those things to me, I don't focus on them. I've tried to tell people, clear your mind from the junk. Clear your mind from the junk, because that's what it is. A lot of people think what? They follow the news. What do I say all the time? What is the news? It's a noose. It leads you to losses. Now again, there have been times where the market has been easy and everybody gets rich. It just doesn't end that way. That's the problem here. So if you're new to the channel and you're looking for that edge, that's the thing. I'm not here for beginners. I struggle to help people who are newer because there's a lot of things to learn. The goal for this channel is to really bring people to the next level, really strengthen their edge. So let's see. Let me say, like I said, I'm going to give it a few minutes. If people are filing in, if you can hear me, I appreciate any heads up. If you can't hear me, I will restart it. Can y'all hear? Can I get a mic check? 1 2 1 2. Because if not a problem. We can start over. Check 1 2 1 2. Cool. We're good? We're good? We good. All right. Cool. Let me just start off with people who are new to the channel. Again, stop by the Discord room. Link is in the description below. I've got all the back to basics videos. Here's my room where I just post exactly what I'm up to. The money making room. And ultimately, again, I talked about this post this morning. How to trade bull and bear traps. Tons of side channels. Tons of room. If you're not following me on Twitter, I am posting live trades. And usually they're not like super, well, I'm misleading here. They can be in the moment, or they can be more of an update of a trade, because a lot of you guys know I swing trade. I'll drop the link here. What's up, friends? Come on in. Follow me on Twitter if you want. Again, please, if you're not a subscriber and you're here, I don't know what's going on. I must have done something to make you mad, or you're here to troll, which, hey, everybody's got free choice. That's what's great about the internet. Like I said, going to wait a few minutes to let a few people jump in. But again, check out the side rooms so much. The recommended reading, all I ask is read 2 books if you're going to hang out. I'm giving you reference articles about the markets, the seasonality, how to trade options, the rules to the game. There's only 8, and it's all. And I'm not reinventing this stuff. I'm taking other people's knowledge and piecing it together to make it work for everybody. So I appreciate everybody, because I think this is the thing that's so hard right now. People are like, oh, got to take profits, got to trade, overtrade, got to do this, got to. If you've been following the channel, you expect it. I mean, we literally said the highs on the SPY would be 421 if they bounced. What was the morning high before the open, which was kind of crazy? 421. It got up there. Then Powell speaks, and it gets real choppy. And I want to talk about it because that's what you know. We talk about bull and bear traps. How's the market work? What is going on? Sentiment, all these little things. This is why I try to tell people, be careful what you read and listen to. I'm telling you, most of the information out there is junk. I'm watching folks with 40, 50, 70, 100,000s of followers on FinTwit, Social Twit, Stock Twit, whatever, advising people. And I'm like, how do they not know this stuff? And then I start thinking, are they actually a bot, or are they just social media influencers? And that's what people are following. I'm not here to tell you anything other than what? How to trade for yourself. I don't ask for money. I will never ask for money. All I ask is for support. If you appreciate the insight, I am trading what I tell you guys. If you don't believe it, fine. I don't care. I guarantee there's tons of people in here. Twitter handle's right there, Ken, right above. I guarantee there's tons of people above that can vouch how we do this, People are like, oh, you must be a billionaire. Nope. I lost a ton of money over the years, back and forth, up and down, up and down. And every time I took my lumps, it was part of getting better. You learn something. You absolutely learn something. That's the problem. People don't want to lose. Well, again, if you don't want to lose, I'm here to help you. But if you want to figure this out on your own, you go right ahead. It's just your tuition bill is going to be way more expensive. Whether it comes to how to trade stocks, the market, options, all this stuff. They're all different parts of the game. Think of this as a big craps table. There's certain strategies for certain things. And ultimately, guess what? You have to choose what fits to your personality. People who love to day trade, again, I can still be successful and not day trade. You guys who day trade, who make points here and there, I'm looking for dozens of points, 10 points, whatever it's going to be. My risk reward, I want to lose $1, make 10. And if it takes a swing trade and it takes a week, that's better than trading for a point, knowing that my risk and my reward are even. I don't do that. And now we get into the time where the market's starting to flip and people are unloading their winners. And I'm just sitting here going, I got to talk. We got to talk. If everybody's here, I'm going to give it another minute or two. And again, like, you can ask questions. This is going to be pretty free because I don't think there's really much to say other than, and again, I'm not here to gloat and tell people they're wrong or how to, anything other than try to help, because I think this is what's hard. People are really good at holding on to losers, but they don't hold on to their winners. Right? Remember the rant yesterday, the guy telling me, oh, I held a stock for a 30% loss and it got back to even. How awesome is that? Not awesome. Well, now you have winners. How are we going to handle that? That's the story here, folks. How are you going to handle winning? No, you don't see it? Here, let me try to post it for you again, Ken. Can you see that? I hope that helps. So, any questions real quick? Anything other than just what we're about to talk about? Any particular questions about the channel, what to learn, where to learn? I mean, what we're up to? Again, I tell the folks, we're going to be public for a little while, and then I'm going back in the dark. Because I don't want the notoriety. I really don't want to be the face of trading. It's nice being small and no one knowing who you are. That's the best. Remember, we talk about silly folks are screaming and yelling how awesome they are. People making money are very quiet. All right, let's get into it. All right, first things first. What have we talked about? I haven't even opened up my chart, so it's like not even worth it at this point. Let's give it a second in the sense of they'll pop open. Where do we start? I think a lot of people are struggling here, right? Well, what was today? The Fed, right? What do we always say? If you're early to a trade, for example, like we talked about layering into the short at the highs, we talked about what? The market would drop, right? If you're new, we talked about this. Market would drop. Professional gap confirmed it, right? I'm going to show the charts here in a second once I can get them to load. Hopefully they will be loading. Yep, give it time. We talked about you're going to get a bounce. You're going to get a bounce. Just like, again, there's no V bottoms, V tops, whatever. No, you get some sort of bounce at some point. Well, what was the way to initiate shorts to get squeezed and bulls to chase? Create this narrative that somehow the Feds were going to pivot. I've said all week, look at the Fed fund futures, look at all the Fed governors. They're not pivoting, folks. They got to do something. And the thing they have to do is raise rates to kill what? Inflation expectations. Unemployment's low. When the market rises, you have to always remember this for the Feds. It gives them cover to do things. That's how they feel. If this was the market and the market was at 250 and Powell's speaking, what do you think he's going to say? He's always going to be dovish. But as the market rises, it gives him cover to do what? To be honest. To be honest. Yup. So, anyway, and anyone saying who there was a pivot, they were lying. I mean, that's the thing. You got to do your own. That's why I always talk about FinTwit, social media. All this stuff is luring you to what? To do the wrong thing. I'm sorry. And that's just the reality of it. I tell people, you walk into the casino, do not believe the casino is going to start handing you money. That's not how it works. You don't go in there and play blackjack and they're like, here, Mr. Max, here's your $10,000 for playing blackjack. Enjoy your day. And here's a buffet while you're at it. And if you want to stay, bring your wife in. We'll give her a nice massage. She can stop by the spa and get a massage. Come on, man. Y'all want to know what? How many seconds of the PAL speech I listened to today? Do y'all want to take a guess? How many seconds of the PAL speech did I listen to today? It's going to take a while. It's being slow today. E-signal's pretty powerful. Take a guess. How many seconds of the PAL speech I listened to? Exactly. 0. None. 0. I don't need to hear it. 69 seconds. Nothing. I didn't even listen to any of it. I don't need to. We already knew what they were going to say. And how it comes across was the trap. We talked about it. When it was running up into it, went down, came right back. Trap. Game over. You don't need to listen to the news and the headlines. If you can anticipate the moves, that's the goal of my channel, is to keep you guys informed of what I think is going on. Because people are like, well, how do you know this stuff? Well, imagine you've done your job 20 years. You've seen the good, the bad, the market manipulation, how things work, right? Can you not be honest with yourself and say, why does this guy say this stuff? Look for it. Look why. Look at the why. I love when people just argue with me and they don't know. They don't know. They just don't know. And that's not our fault. And I can't tell you what you don't know, right? Just like you can't change people. You can't change people's opinions. You don't yada, yada, yada. No. This is the thing about how you confirm. Remember. All right, so let's build the trade again so you see this coming. So the next time this kind of stuff happens, you're not like ignoring it. I'm going to review the SPY trade. What did we talk about? Remember, we shorted right here, stopped out this day. You had to. Here's me telling you, this is sometimes the signals, sometimes you're wrong. Stops are key. Anyone who says stops are a joke, people who YOLO, I'm holding forever, I'm going to lose 30%. No. The goal here at this channel for your trading, if you want to be successful, is to what? Always minimize your losses. When you're wrong, you got to be able to say to yourself, I'm wrong. You have to be able to say it and go, cut loss. Because guess what? Just like a trend has higher highs and higher lows, your account balance, that's how you have to think of it. It doesn't go in a straight line. There's going to be times where the probabilities were in our favor, but we're still wrong. I say this all the time. It's like poker. You get pocket aces, you still can lose. Well, what do pros do when they have chrome hands in poker? They figure out a way when they know they're beat to surrender and minimize the loss. And they don't care. They don't go on tilt and go, well, I got to just hold and I got to do the wrong. No. They surrender. And they come back and they beat you on the next hand. And that's how you have to think about trading. If you can't think of it like that and you have to always win, that was the thing that took me to the next level, y'all. You guys don't realize. I win 80, 85, 90% of the time. I cannot handle being wrong. I'm an A-type personality. Like when I do my work and I think I'm going to be right, I'm invested in it mentally. I don't think I'm going to fail. And I have this mindset where that works for everything else in my life. But guess what? In trading, market doesn't care. I'm telling y'all, that's the point. Like there's a lot of traders out there, and I'm telling you right now, and this might be you, and maybe even your trading percentages are not as good, but it doesn't matter. You invest mentally into a trade. You have ideas of how things are going to work out. And you can't pivot. That's always going to be your downfall. So, what was the pivot? You get out. Okay, now what? We said there are 3 scenarios here on the SPY, right? This is a bear market, right? We confirmed this. We know this, right? We know what's going on. The Feds have never managed a soft landing, right? Inflation leads to recessions, at least at the beginning. Maybe depression. We don't know, right? We don't know. We said, check out the monthly, right? Talked about it. Breaking the 20-month has been the key. Once you broke it, and we retested what? We said we'd get back up to the point of control at some point. At some point. Remember, we were bullish down here. Everybody who's new, we were bullish. We said, look, break out of the channel. Remember, at highs and lows, you do what? You potentially can break beyond the point of control or trend line as a trap. We expect it here. 1, we might miss it. We might not get to the 200-day on channel high. Scenario 2 is you hit the 200-day perfectly and you fail. Or 3, you go slightly above it and fail, just like you went right below the channel low. Well, guess what? It hit it exactly. Doji, tight action. You're layered in. Now again, if you didn't go all in, I get it. Here was your opportunity. We talked about it. Once the trend starts with a professional gap, you don't know what a professional gap is. Again, stop by the Back to Basics room in the Discord room or check on the YouTube channel. A professional gap starts the move. Professional gap. Small professional gap. Again, novice gaps are what? The gap before the change in direction. You got some professional gaps, bounces back. Point being, ultimately, at this juncture, what we talked about is at some point, you will get the down, you will get the pop. You will get the down, you will get the pop. Notice what happened with the big red candle following after the pop. It went south. And when I say south, look, slam. Pop, slam. Do you see what I'm talking about? This is day one, and my head's about to explode. In the Discord room, people going, taking my profits. Got to take my profits, Dan. I got to go. I made my $1. Made my $3 on Tesla. I got to go. All right. We're at the low end of point and control of the week. Maybe, who knows? It goes sideways. Whatever. But if you've been following this channel, you got in short here, and you added on this pop. What are you doing? What's the rush? Just like we talked about down here. We talked about buying down here because, again, we talked about the support resistance on the monthly. Oh, sorry, maybe not the monthly. Let me zoom out. Again, I got way too much crap. Yep, here we go. We talked about this range down here, right? See the high volume high right here around the 360s? Y'all see this? See this big red candle? This is what I said. Watch this area. Well, guess what? That's where it ended up going slightly below it. It held. Remember, it bounced, and everybody was going, well, do you read the news? I'm sorry, I'm trying to navigate and talk here. Remember, oh, but the bear market, Dan, it's a bear market, it's a bear market. Everyone believes the bear market. And I said, that's how you know the sentiment is wrong. Again, when the most amount of people are wrong, the market makers what? Thrive. That's when they start winning. And so when it popped, backed up, look at this little double up. People were freaking out, man. And I'm like, dude, you got to go long. You got to get long this stuff. Professional gap starts the move. And you had it here too. So now what? I mean, again, do not chase. Absolutely don't chase. Because if it does bounce, guess what? Now you have opportunities to add. If it doesn't bounce, you've got your trades. And at some point, there will be a bounce. Okay? Are we clear as day on how this works at this point? This big red candle engulfing all of this. Now what happens if it has a wick? Does it really matter? The seasonality. Now let's talk about what's seasonally about September, October. Bearish. Bearish markets going into Fed rate hikes. OMG. Perfect storm. China, an issue. Taiwan, the problem, right? Russia, oil, gas, recession, rate hikes. Everybody is going to what? They're going to panic at some point. This isn't over. This is crazy to think the Feds have navigated this. They must be pooping their pants. They literally must be scared crapless. Because I would absolutely be scared trying to figure out what to do if I was them. Because if they raise rates too quick, recession. If they don't raise rates fast enough, hyperinflation. They are literally stuck between a rock and a hard spot, or whatever that. Let me drink this coffee. Hold on. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. What's the best way to describe it? Man, all of a sudden I can't talk today. I apologize. The Discord room, beginner room. My mind was exploding. Think of Fred from the Wonder Years. What was remember that show when he calls his brother a doo-doo head and his head explodes? I don't know if you guys remember that. Some of y'all that are older. The show Wonder Years. Fred Savage was the main character, and he said something make his brother mad, and his head exploded. And I'll always remember that because I was younger and was like, I wish I could make my brother's head explode. Because he used to talk junk to me. Anyway, back on point. So, do we see what's going on here? Is there any doubt what's coming? Because what have we said? And I guess let me go back to the SPY. Wave 1 down. It's just a pullback, right? It's just your friendly pullback. Wave 2, 20% correction maybe? Maybe a bear market? Who knows? Wave 3 is the what? It's the big kahuna wave. Go back, watch the videos. I'm not just talking to talk. Go back, watch the recaps. If you don't believe me. What did we say? Let's go look at the VIX. What did we say? Again, I hate sounding like I'm bragging here. I'm just like trying to get people like, this is not hard. He said, watch what happens the VIX gets down here. This is your time to buy puts. Time to short. Told you, hit the 200-day. Don't be surprised it backed off. Comes back down. Here was your opportunity to add. Big green coming. Way low. VIX is still in the 20s. All right, so wave 3, Dan. How high is the VIX going to go? Well, it depends if we turn into the epic wipeout mode. Or do we go slow and steady? How do you know this is happening, Dan? Because this is what happens every time in the start of a bear market. You get higher lows and higher highs, then the big spike. Look at the current scenario in the VIX. Higher lows and chop leads to a spike. Think of this as just a breakout. Think of this as nothing else. I know it's the monthly. When does it start, Dan? When are you going to send me those checks? When are we going to get paid? We're already getting paid. The problem is you don't know how to manage a trend potentially. Because this is where you actually make the big money. The big money's not in the day trading. It's the trend. It's the absolute trend. Knowing how to like take money, have a core position, trade around it, and absolutely smash it. Any questions at this point? Because I think it's clear as day. Like, where are my uranium friends? I told you nothing is safe. Why do you think we're shorting oil today? People, again, not shorting, adding today. People are like, you are crazy for shorting oil. I'm like, well, if history repeats itself, nothing's safe. This thing, the illusion of safety. Keep in mind, margin calls. That's the thing. They want you to DCA. They want you to keep adding. They want you to keep adding because in a bull market, it worked. In a bear market, that's how they get you to sell the lows. People are always like, why does the market get so crazy at the lows and puke? Because people for years have doing what? Oh, I've got to, add as it keeps dropping. And then what? They've got too much margin. Now they're negative in the hole. They owe the brokerage, and the market takes them out. And they sell at the low, and they're worth 0. So this is how the market cycle works, right? Fatten up the sheep, fatten up the pigs, slaughter. And then they live off the fat, and they live off the carcasses. I mean, whatever you want to call it. Like, it's kind of sad. But that's how it always plays out. So you can either be sad about it or anticipate and know how to trade it. Yeah, that dip keeps on dipping. I know. And we just started. I mean, where's Roth the Con? If he's in here, it kills me when he says these expected moves, because I know the expected moves, but I stopped watching them years ago. Because I'm like, the expected move isn't always that expected, because guess what? The market's not rational. Think about it. Think about the bulls today. Think about the action. If you've been told the Feds were going to pivot, you just got the news. OMG. You might be doing, maybe I got to sell. Puke. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to make this funny, but that's the truth. We said the IWM leads. What happened? IWM filled the gap yesterday. Red alert. Red alert. There it is. Big green followed by big red. Where's Eric? High five, because he said that. I'm like, yep, seen a lot of big greens followed by big red. Big red chewing gum. Get it. So now what? Here's what's interesting with the TLT, because what did we say? God, it's like everything's... if you don't know your past, you don't know how to predict the future. It's unreal. Un-effing real, man. High five back to you, my friend. Been around for a long time. Guy's seen the growth. He knows. What did we talk about? In 2008, bonds held a low and then got choppy, spiked. Are we holding the lows and bonds going to spike? Look at the TLT volume yesterday. I just realized that last night after I watched it, was flipping through. I'm like, I don't really talk about that as much as I probably should have. Where does the market go when it needs help? The bond market. They're going to buy. Again, keep in mind, too, how are the Feds going to keep rates low? Getting people to buy the market. Oh, but they're raising rates. No, that's the interbank lending rate. Totally different. They want people to buy treasuries. They don't give a crap what the banks lend each other, other than it slows down liquidity. But wouldn't you think the best way for the government to keep printing money is to what? Get rates lower? How would we do that? get that market to money from the stock market to go to the bond market. That's what they do. They're so smart, but people are so dumb. And I mean dumb because they don't know. Like, it's naive. It's like you can't get mad at someone for not knowing something. Oh, who took their Tesla puts off? Sad. We'll see. What do we say this morning? I said this earlier again. Check the tweets, check the room. I said, watch the dollar because it gapped down today, but I guarantee it's about to go higher. People are like, you're crazy, man. Dollar's done. No, the dollar's not done. The dollar's on the precipice of a massive breakout. Do you want to own the yuan? You want to own the loonie? You want to own the peso? You want to own the euro? You want to own any other currency? No. They're going to come running for the dollar. Dollar make you holla. Pretty simple. About to go ballistic. People are like, the end of the dollar is some crash. I'm like, no, the end of the dollar is just like the end of the Tesla up move. Straight line move where it gets people to believe that the dollar can only go higher forever, and then it goes lower. That's how that works, y'all. That's how the liquidity mechanism of the market makers. Any specific questions? Because again, I can keep ranting how we're right and how the evidence was produced, but I don't think there's anything to do. I've tried to explain this to people. Just let it run. Oh, but no. Think about it. Pretend this was a 5-minute candle and people would be like, oh, this is easy. You run up, you hit the 200, you gap down, start of the move, confirmed it, backs up. Oh my God, it's bullet. No, it's not. No, it was an extra shorting opportunity. Just like down here, it was buy the dip. We're doing the opposite of what everyone's being told. Do y'all see that? That's why I love sentiment. That's why people are like, oh, it's always a chart thing. I'm like, no. If it was all charting, everybody with a chart would be winning. They're not. They paint the charts to make you think it's bullish, and then bam. They paint the charts at the lows to get you to sell. Remember what he talked about, the 3-gap trap. 1 gap, 2 gap, 3 gap, exhaustion. Game over, turns right back around shortly. Look at that. It went from 460 up to, like, what was it? 360 to 393. 6 days. Came back, chopped out, went. Now, again, we are starting this move, I think. It's really that easy. Any questions out there? Because I think, again, if you've been following the channel, you're prepared for this. People are like, you're shorting oil? You're crazy, man. It's like Frank the Tank when he, from old school when he gets hit with the tranquilizer dart. You're crazy, man. Nah, we talked about the point of control up here, hitting it, gonna fail. And it did. What did we say? And remember, I tell you guys, I get attacked by people right before the trend changes all the time. And I love to hear it. People are like, what do you mean you want to hear it? I want people who don't know what they're talking about to continuously tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. We talked about the UNG. We said, is this a fake breakout? Look at that. Boom. Came back. Keep in mind, go look at FinTwit. Everybody's saying uranium and oil is safe. That's what they were saying in June. Y'all remember that? Remember that short? Kapow. Again, I wish I wasn't on vacation. I would have stopped out earlier and gotten back at the highs, but it still worked. I'm here now. Look at this action. You're filling the gap. This is a major resistance zone. Now, it's game over probably. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's buying Occidental Petroleum. Do you not see the similarity between the market and oil? Oh, but the fundamentals. Don't tell me about fundamentals because, again, in an irrational market, trying to agree on a rational price and fundamentals is stupid. And I mean, not like stupid. It's like it doesn't make sense. Tesla valuation, U.S. Steel trading at 1 PE. Some of these names trading at hundreds. Some of them trading at single. It's not rational. Please, anytime anyone talks about fundamentals, kill me. I'm struggling with the fact that I sold puts today for 40%. Now I might be chasing. All right, well, good question, James. First of all, what was your plan? Because if your plan was to take money at that point and you only got weeklies or next week, I guess that's on you. I've recommended if you're going to swing trade, give yourself as much time as possible and deep in the money to start. If you did that and you just took it off because you took profits just to take him and you didn't realize this is the start of the move, this is the ultimate question why I tell you guys. Livermore said the best way the best way for him to make money was when he was right was to hold tight. Now, options you can't hold tight, right? We can all agree on that. They have to be traded. But why would you take them today? You bought puts on the close yesterday and sold them to, oh my God. Well, maybe that was your plan. I don't know. But yeah, you are chasing. I don't know what to tell you. If this level breaks, goodbye. 50-day, goodbye. And not like goodbye. It's like goodbye. I don't know where to tell you, but one of the things what do we know about downtrends, right? There's going to be some pops. There's going to be some pops. You chase, you have to tighten your stop to about as tight as it can be. Or you just wait. Again, 6.5 hours in the trading day. Does it all go down straight line? No. No. It doesn't. So you might get a pop later. I don't know what to tell you other than you did what you thought was right. I've been there. But again, when I make 40% on options, my goal is and this is what I'm not, my goal isn't to make 40% on a swing trade in options. My goal is to make hundreds, maybe thousands of percent. Hence why my options account, I always keep it small, and when it's wrong, I can lose a decent amount. When I'm right, it just explodes, and it makes like a nice little cherry on top. At this point in NVIDIA, I don't know what to tell you, because what do we talk? I mean, I literally watch my tweets. What do we talk about? Fill the gap. Watch this level. Now this candle is coming to eat it all back. Pac-Man. Nom, 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 nom. It's not bullish. If the tech, and again, let's look at the SMH. This is the thing. You got to look at the bigger picture. What would Livermore say? Look at the leaders. And if again, they had ETFs now, he'd be like, look at the sector ETFs. What did we say? It filled the gap. Same thing. Point of control. Goodbye. Goodbye. I'm not again, I get it. You can sell spreads. I hate spreads. I hate them. I don't want to cap my gains. If I can predict a move, I don't want to sell a spread. Now, if you want to sell certain options against it, and that's what you're comfortable with, go right ahead. Again, my best play is this, because I will do this every time. Say, all right, for example, if you bought the 250 puts on the SMH on this move, what? You have your core position. Say you had 10. You sold 5. You're buying them back. And maybe now, instead of buying the 250s, you buy the 240s. Next drop down, you sell those 250s. And guess what? It pops back. Now your core is those 240s. Say it pops back to 225. Now you would do the 230s. Each time I'm paring down my risk. I am paring down my risk, and I am changing my option strategy so that, guess what? If I am wrong, I'm not giving back a monster winner from the 250 puts. I'm only giving back what's the recent purchase. And again, maybe I might even go bigger because now the trend is in my favor. Again, selling options. I love selling puts. Don't get me wrong. I love selling puts at the lows because the first bottom of a trend will retest, right? And so that's where the IB is the highest. The VIX is going to spike. But when the VIX is in the 20s in a bear market or 19, holy crap, you should be buying puts. You should not be selling spreads. That's just my opinion. What are DRIP and SO correlated to? Any particular stock like XOP? DRIP, if I'm correct, is XOP. SCO is the oil. And what? Brent crude. Yeah, USO is just oil. Yeah, there's a reference section in the Discord room. Let me pull it up real quick. You would think I know all these, but I just don't care. I mean, I look at oil, USO. I don't think, again, SCO. There's been so many of these new leverage ETFs in the last couple of years. I apologize if I don't. Again, I know XOP and DRIP and drop or DRIP Gush. Where is it? Reference articles. USO leverage ETFs. Here you go. Here they are. Check it out. It's in the reference section. Again, but I'm not shorting oil directly. I'm shorting the XOP because I want to short the levered names. So here, I'll talk about that with DRIP if you want for a second. So the XOP, right? Is that a big head and shoulders top? I think so. Nothing's safe. It wasn't safe in June, but now it's safe. I laugh at folks because I hear this constantly. Oil safe. Oil safe. Oil safe. Hey, uranium's safe. and they were super loud the last couple days. And if Ben's on here, I chat with him all the time. I literally feed off of what people, when they tell me I'm wrong, and I know they don't know what the heck they're talking about, I sometimes will just add more. I didn't short CCJ, but Ready to Sell did. And I was like, oh, you're right, day 2, it's always this. And he sold up here near the highs. I was like, tear drop from my eyes. And I'm still happy for him because that's like, you get it. You get it. You did look. You looked at a past reference. Look, big green, doji. And again, it wasn't a doji when he sold it. That's what was awesome. We talked about the big greens. I mean, again, nothing's safe. Look at this. This is, a repeating formation. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Goes the dynamite. I mean, weeks, people tell me gold's, you're an idiot for, you said it probably would bounce, but you didn't trade it. It's going to the moon. I'm like, no, gold is the double bottom. It is the double bottom king. Double top. Here, do you want me to talk? Double bottom, double bottom, double bottom. Whatever. You guys know. The folks who know. Well, so if the market is a liquidity-driven mechanism, right? We all agree that. The market makers who take something higher want volume. They don't buy 100 shares and go, let's mark up the stock. No, they want millions of shares. Hundreds of millions if possible. Gold. They unloaded at the highs. That was a liquidity event. We talked about it. Here's the 2011 high. Look at that action. Professional gap, game over. Do not agree. Sometimes you don't get a retest, but that was a blow-off. We not all agree that's a blow-off. We said watch 2011 highs. Professional gap, game over. Now, at the lows, where's the volume? Where's the market maker getting people to puke? Do you see volume down here? Am I missing something? I can't even see the volume. It's that low, man. So you do refer to, again, I don't like to trade futures. People are like, you're crazy. I'm like, dude, if I trade futures, I don't sleep. I want the market, I want to be trapped in the market for 6.5 hours because it's that intense. I don't trade futures. And when I look at futures, I mean, again, I'm looking at the oil price through the USO as of right now. And I'll look at the oil futures. I have them. But again, I don't even pay for them. I don't need to them because, again, the futures packages for e-signal, I've got the macro package. All I need is the ES and the NQs. I don't need oil. I mean, because again, I don't really care about what happens when I'm not trading. To me, the market I want to know the muscle memory of the market in the 6.5 hours that I'm trading it. Now I know futures trade more than that. We get that. But do y'all get what I'm saying? Like I want to know what's going on when I'm trading because that is the market that I am paying attention to. Meaning what? That's what it has the most relevance to me. Right? Because a lot of people pay for all these futures programs with these, and I'm like, you don't need that. I mean, again, my bill is still $280 a month. I just pared it down. I realized I was paying for stuff. Because, again, I started with Q charts in the freaking 2000s. And then they got by e-signal. Yeah, I mean, that's the most important. Because, again, people say, oh, you watch the gold futures. I'm like, no. Yeah, it's manipulated overnight. I know. So what now with gold? It's probably coming back. We've said this 1,000 times. I'm like a broken record. Cup and handle, the 0.382 is typically, again, people, no one writes this down. I always tell them, 0.382 is typically how deep you should go on a cup and handle. Look at that. Look at it here. How many times is it going to take? I don't know. But don't you think the best way to know when gold's bottom, do y'all want to take a guess? Nah, screw it. Break below support. If everybody thinks this is support, the 0.382 rate on the monthly, everyone thinks 157, break it below it. Remember, they throw the baby out with the bathwater. The market pukes. Gold, again, even Bitcoin, probably uranium, silver, put them all in the same basket. We think there's a commodities bull market coming. Absolutely. Tech is going to be a wreck for a decade. No doubt. No dizzy doubt. But what's the best way for the market makers to get all these people who are diamond-handed to unload? Because there's no volume down here. Is to what? Break the lows. They keep DCAing. Think about it. Same thing with uranium. Just pretend this is a chart of uranium, or, I mean, I guess they look a little different. Silver, whatever, commodity. DCA, they keep buying. They keep buying. Blow them out. Get them to puke at the low so that what happens? They're gone and it goes higher. That's how it works every time. Now, if it doesn't happen, someone's going to be like, you're an idiot. I'm going to be like, well, the probabilities were 99.9% of the time. How do you bet on the one-off move? That's gambling. We don't gamble. We try to do what seems to be the surefire best trades out there. Do y'all see that? That's the goal here. It's not to roll dice and hope we win. It's to do things that we think we're going to win every time. Oh, but you didn't make a ton of money. Well, also, my goal is to not lose. Because again, if you were actually building an account and you run this like a business, your goal is to minimize your losses at all costs. Because you're taking money out of your account every month to live off of. You're paying taxes. You're actually running it like a business. Not like some stupid casino where you go, well, I started with 10,000, now I'm up to 100,000. Now I'm going to bet 100,000. Well, guess what? Now you're no different than when you're at 10,000 and a loss is still 50%. Well, now 50% is 50 grand. Oh, you didn't have anything to live off of. You just wasted 6 months. Again, you make mistakes. We make mistakes. Having the biggest trading account is not the goal. It's to own as many properties as possible, to pay off your mortgages, to live a free life. Growing an account endlessly just puts you at a position to what? Gamble it more and lose big. Again, as I say, you earn your account size growth. You start with a $10,000 trading options account. You grow it up to 20, you take 5 out. You grow it back up to 20, you take 5 out. Now you let it get up to 25, now you pull 7 out. You don't just let that run up to 100 grand, because what I've done that probably 1,000 times, it feels like, where I've made a ton of money in options and I give it right back because guess what? Something didn't happen. Something was wrong. But nowhere along the way did I pay myself. Problem. XOP 130 by November is what I'm looking at. Is that what? Whoa. By what? James. XOP 130? This is a bear market, brother. 130? I mean, it could do that in 3 days. Do you not see that? Now, again, I don't mind I mind the November puts. But why would you buy the 130s? Buy in the money. Again, look the reference are how to trade this. Buy less puts to be better, to get the delta. People want to buy the 130 puts, they'll probably pay what, $3 or $4. Great. But they don't want to pretend like they can trade it through like the stock and get the delta. That's what you want, is delta. Gambling on out of the money options, because again, what happens when you're wrong? You have to be thinking about that. What if all of a sudden something happens and oil spikes and you buy the 130s and you buy $10,000, gone, absolutely gone. Well, if it drops and it comes back, well, maybe you lose $2 or $3, you lose 10, 15%. You own less, but your goal is to what? Minimize your loss. That's why people in options do the wrong things all the time. And what's the wrong things? They buy the wrong options and they try to get lucky and gamble. Now again, I can show you how to gamble on certain options, but you need the trend. Like today, we're talking about if you bought puts today, and I literally said in Discord, you can buy out a week or two and trade that short term. What prices? Again, you pick the stock, you ask me, I could have told you. At this point, now you can't. It was this morning. Remember when the market was going nuts? And we were like, oh, look, it's going higher. I'm like, you were giving an invitation for free money. And again, as I always joke on the Discord room, hey guys, checks are in the mail. Nobody gets it other than the folks that have been around. And again, that's just part of trading. Experience. Like I can say the checks are in the mail this morning and everybody starts laughing and they're like, shit, he's right. So let's pull up some names. Give me a name. You got my time here. You got my time. Because it's Friday. Friday. FRY. Said that. Check out Twitter. What is the seasonality in the summer? Friday and Monday's down. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday's up. Oh my God. How did you know this? Seasonality. Again, here you go. Here's another great book. And now, again, I don't even ask people to buy this book if they're going to hang out. Where is it? Recommended reading. Stock Traders Almanac. It's like the weather almanac for farmers. Is it always right? No. But is it snow in the winter? Yep. Is it warm in the summer? Yep. Again, let's see what's going on. I'm just checking around. I'm just messing around. Man, people. I love the memes. You guys know I love comedy. Because again, trading to me is fun. I don't get high or low on it. To me, it's just fun. It's like playing a board game. You guys know how to play Catan. You can how to like probabilities and you figure out what to do. And there's strategy through ore and wheat or playing Monopoly. This is a game. We lose. We lose, I promise you. I'm not perfect. But anybody with a blue name and who's been around, do we lose? A lot. Worst case scenario, what? We're early. We're early. Because what are we using? I mean, people are like, last couple days you're shorting the XOP. Early. That's all it was. But guess what? This is why you layer in. You don't go all in on the first tick. You don't go, first day bullish, bearish, shorting everything. No, because what happens? You get retest. Just like today, what happened before the market dumped? It got really choppy, right? Do y'all remember that feeling? Because again, as I say, repeating patterns. What happened? I'll show you. Remember, choppy. Let's pull up the SPY. Look at the intraday. Look at the 10 min. What happened? Woo, ooh, ooh. Choppy. Down, pop, chop, then flop. Again, the chop usually does what? It's the trap. It's the trap, right? I don't know how to explain this to folks who just don't know how to experience this stuff. So either you trust, which again, don't even trust me, man. Don't even trust me. Verify. Verify. You do not believe in anybody. You verify. When you layer in, what percentage rules would you use? It really depends on how confident you are. Up here, I'm going bigger. All right, so here's the funny thing. So we started shorting here. I did about 75% of what I wanted to get. Up here, I'm 100% because I don't give a shit. We go a little higher, fine. Oops, apologize for swearing. No, I'm going all in. On the drop, we talked about it. I took some off. Y'all remember, took some off. Last couple days, all back in, 100%. I even up to 110% with now my drip and stuff. I think I'm up to 115% short with margin. Added some FAS this morning. The financial short, talked about that. Banks are the ones that eat dirt. They're the ones who are going to be eating dirt here. So when you layer in, again, it's all about risk management. Like, how confident are you, Ken? If you're very confident at the highs that the market's going to turn over, well, then you got to know your percentages. Do you have a reference? Do you have a reference? Do you have a swing point, a point of control, a moving average, a Fibonacci, something? Is it retesting? Right? Right? We talked about this high volume candle right here. Remember, take notice. High volume lows, high volume highs. TraderFlorida.net, great little piece of insight picked up from him. What do we talk about? This candle here. Right here. I need to label this so y'all can see it. High volume high, right? Or low. Right? Doesn't matter. Just high volume, point of control. Ugh, so bad. Right here. You see it? We talked about. Watch what happens when it comes into this area. See that little black line? I'm going to redraw it. And we're going to make it red because it's clear as day. I don't know if it'll freeze. Freeze. Put your hands up. Here you go. Watch what happens when you connect it over. Do, 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 do. It went over it. Okay. Not a problem, right? Well, now you say, well, could it go higher? Okay. Well, this is what I thought was funny. People are like, yeah, that's why you draw boxes, Dan. Uh-huh. How do I duplicate it? Now you said, all right, there's the other part of the box. Can y'all see that? Here's that box. It said somewhere around the 430s. Now, can you always go over it? Yeah. You can always go over it. That's the hardest part of trading. Man, this box is not clean. But can you see to the left? Can you see in this area here? 429, 431, down to 421. We talked about. Now 421. Why was it so important today? Oops. Oops. It was the freaking bottom of the point of control. It was also the 20-month. Look. Oh, maybe it wasn't the 20. Was it the weekly? Sorry, man. You have to remember, I can't remember everything all the time. Which one was it? No. Oh, sorry. It was the 50% fib. My bad. My bad. Watch this. Hold on. I apologize. I'm like, what numbers was it? Remember, I don't trade on this computer. This computer is purely for recording. So my other charts, y'all know me. I've got 8 screens. I got way too much stuff going on. So I have to rebuild this stuff constantly for the live chat. There it is. Here's the 50% fib. My bad. My bad. My bad. I know we didn't get it, but after hours you did. 421s. Talked about it. Point of control. Right there. You see it right here on the weekly? The highest volume candle right there. Right here. Also the 50% fib. Is that good? Do y'all see that? See that clear as day. Remember, it got there in the pre-market. Did not get there post-market or when it started. Apologize. Okay, so view the chart I'm shorting, not the U.S. oil chart. Makes sense. Try to use both sometimes. I mean, again, how you determine the trade is the part that we're trying to teach. How to enter, how to exit, how to manifest a winning high probability trade, right? After knowing your levels, how do you actually calculate your stop loss? Well, again, this is where it becomes the art too. How much are you willing to lose? That's what I tell people. If you're confident in a trade, then you probably don't need to be willing to lose a lot, right? There's no easy answer because everybody's personality is different. If you're trading options, you're trading stock, you're trading triple leverage ETFs, I always say don't lose more than you're willing to risk. Because again, I'll say lose 1%, and then people lose 1% and they give up on the trade. Well, that happens. But also, too, you have to know in your mind, how confident are you in the trade? It's a bear market. I've told that, folks. But I said also, too, the average bear market rally was 17.2%. We got up 17.4%. Ooh, whoop-de-doo. We talked about taking profits and now just watching. People are like, oh, you took a lot of profits here on your long term. I'm like, yeah, because I don't care. I want to line up the short. It's like teeing up the ball. It's a bear market. Great. I made money on the upside. Woohoo. The big money is going to be what? Down. Down, 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 down at some point. So how do you calculate stops? Again, have in your mind what you're willing to lose. I mean, we talked about the drip this morning in the Discord room. Been trying to buy as close to 14 as possible every single day. And now, again, I'm only pulling up the chart just to show you the price levels. It went below 14, right? They got down to 13.90, 89. In my mind, if the market starts dripping, literally, I should be good. So where do I put my stop? I have to feel like I know I'm wrong. And how would I have known I'm wrong? Is the SPY got over 421. Well, we all agree. That was the major point of reference. I don't care what the XOP is necessarily doing. If the SPY climbed over 421, I have to go. I have to give up all my most recent ads. And guess what? I might get stopped out to get back in. But that's the point of control. Do we not understand that? Is that clear? If you know the levels that are important, because you can draw them, support equals resistance. Again, if you're not familiar with that, I love this video. I can't remember the guy who created it. It's a Indian brother. What's his name? Urban Forex. Watch this video. Watch the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Here, I'll drop a link. Great. Talks about support equals resistance. Point of control. Levels that matter. Watch this video. I'm telling you, it's chrome. He did it better than me. What are your thoughts? Someone asked something earlier. LAC. Let me go into that. Because, again, a lot of these lithium names, good luck. I mean, how are they going to get money to pull the stuff out of the dirt? Oh, my God. That's a top, man. That's what a top looks like, right? High volume, blow off long wick, engulfing bar. They call this a left-right combo. Where's Stephen Bigelow here for Trading Candle Forum. We're going to talk about a left-right combo. It starts with a big green up, doji indecision candle, big engulfing down. That's what it is. And if you know Stephen Bigelow, and you follow him on, I think, Candlestick Trading Forum, great technician, but the dude's voice is just a robot. That's how he sounds. He just never inflects like, bah, 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 bah. He would call that a left-right combo. Because it's a trap, right? Up, indecision, slam. There's a bigger version of it, but here you go. Big green, indecision, bam. I mean, they can be at the bottoms too, right? Here you go. Boom. Gap down, indecision, big green. Stephen Barlow here. Trading for him. Someone can drop a YouTube link in him. I love his voice. It just makes it hilarious because I think he reminds me of a character from growing up. Burning gas cars. I think. I don't know. So at this point, the lithium names. Think about who's rushing in to buy these names, right? Remember we talk about silly money's loud and screaming, smart money's quiet. Who is screaming the loudest? Look at the volume. Were they selling yesterday? Now again, maybe it needs a retest because it's not crazy huge volume. But think about it. The market makers are unloading. Unloading. See, I don't even need to watch the market. People are like, oh, what's the market? I don't care. I think it's going lower. Oh, but did you take any profits? No profits taken here by me. Why? Why would I? I've got my positions. I got my ads. What do we talk about? Novice, professional gap starts the move. We're going to get a bounce and then fail. Right? Bounce, engulfing. Look what happens. It's coming. Remember, it's wave 3. Now it's confirmed it's a bear market, right? Here you go. Bounce. Kabam. The VIX is at 23. Why would I give up my positions? I won't. You have to pry them out of my hand or it has to show evidence of something contrary. My emotions, again, people hold losers. I dump losers fast. I just don't. The ultra short real estate ETF. Again, I don't. I think real estate. Here's the problem with real estate. Because I'm in real estate. For 20 plus odd years, we built 26 million homes a year. From 30. From like the 80s to like 2007. We've been building 6 since 2009. Yes, prices might come down, but there is an absolute shortage in housing. People have equity. People put 20% down. Nobody's walking away from a house. If you have an interest rate at 3%, you ain't going anywhere. Now here's the next biggest problem. With inflation, 70s and 80s, what did house prices do? Double and triple. I would not short housing here. Now again, is it a trade? Go right ahead. Fine. But I would not be permanently shorting housing. Oh, affordability. Again, that's inflation. Affordability, again, at some point wages will go up. That's how it works. Do you trade SPX sometimes? Do you analyze the chart for the... No, I do never analyze the leverage. Man. Hey, folks, I tell you, every day I get this question. And it's such crazy because, again, people don't know. I'm not trying to attack Ken here. But never look at the actual leverage ETF for clues. It doesn't tell you anything. It follows. It's like asking the kids how to drive the car. Or where, like, hey, how are you going to drive to the beach? Well, let's ask little Bobby here. How are we going to do it? No, it just follows the parents. It gets in the car and it follows. The SPX is going to do what? It's going to follow the SPY. SPX decays, has problems. It's a piece of junk in the sense of when the market's not going down, it doesn't do well. So trying to trade it, but actually chart it, problems. Trade it, go ahead. I have no problem with leverage ETFs right now because they're same as options. But if you were actually charting the SPXS, you just wasted hours of your life. You should get really good at charting the SPY. That'll tell you how to trade. The SPXS doesn't tell you crap. Literally. Nothing. Nothing, burger. Look at this chart. Look at this chart. What is there to chart here? That's the monthly. Again, it's just following. It looks just the same as the SPY, but how low could it have gone? You don't know. You just don't know. Does this make sense, Ken? This is a good question. And I answer it daily. How low? I don't know. But when the SPY starts topping, then you look at this SPXS. It's that's simple. That's all it is, man. Any other questions? UVXY at the high of the day. Congratulations. Somebody, I was telling people, like, leave it alone. And then I said, you could probably buy it around 9, but just please, it's such a crappy ETF. Here he goes, it's back at 10. What looks like a bullish wedge? The SPXS or the VIT? Again, don't even chart these. Take them off. Delete them. You need to watch the SPY to know what the SPX is going to do. Just period. You want to know what the UVXY is going to do? Watch the VIX. It's crazy. People invest time charting Inverse ETFs. It's a waste of time. I can't swear. I don't want to. Can y'all see my charts? Can you see my screens? Clearing. What does clearing mean? Clearly? You want me to zoom in? Here's the SPY. We talked about professional gap. There was going to be a bounce. There was going to be a bounce. Well, guess what? It was J-hole. Game over. Start of wave 3. Oh, but I took my profits on my puts. Well, if you had weeklies, got it. You got monthlies, what were you doing? Again, hot potato. You can't hold your winners, but you'll definitely hold losers. You know, and that's what I talk about. That's what people do. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean. That's the evolution of traders. Remember, I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter. This guy was talking about, oh, I made 100% on my AMD calls. I'm back to even. And I was like, yeah, your gains are not real until what? Realized. Oops, there go your calls. Goodbye. And I mean goodbye meaning not a goodbye, but goodbye. Apple, same thing. Professional gap hits the range low highs. Oh, but I got Apple puts, Dan. What do I do? I don't know, but I'm not doing anything. That's what I'm going to tell you. Because, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I have been a broker before. I've been in the financial industry, but no, I can't advise you. Game over. Breaking the 20-day. It's lit. I mean, think of this as the baseball game, potentially. This is bottom of the first. We're at bat. Do you want to dump and unload? I mean, the Feds just acknowledged what? The reality. Ain't no pivot. Never was one. Now what? Now what? Do you see how this works? We have to bait in people. Again, the market's trying to take people's money. It's trying to get people to do the wrong thing at the wrong time. We got to get bullish at the highs. You think it's too late to scale in. I don't ever chase because at some point the market will bounce. But if it blows out lower, guess what? I don't know what to tell you. Like, again, you have to think about if you're wrong here. Velocity begets velocity. We drop 10 points on the SPY. Could we pop 4 in an hour and then come right back? Yep. That's what higher VIX does. People think VIX means only down. No, volatility is volatility, up and down. People are like, oh, support resistance when the VIX is high. No. These ranges will make, again, we can draw these lines and have targets. They don't matter when the VIX blows out. VIX goes 80, 90, 50, 70. Doesn't even matter at those points. Support does not equal resistance. Support is who's willing to step in front of the freight train with big money. It's not you and I. It is not you and I. We're just trying to hope and hold on. So is it too late to scale in? I mean, I guess you could if you use the word scale. All in to me would be very worrisome. If you're bag holding a miner down 40%, would you sell it for a tax loss or just hold it? If you believe you can't make money, then yes, you hold losers. Why would I? If, again, Scott, this is a great question, and please don't take this personal, but by holding the loser, you can't now turn it into a winner. Now that money is gone and invested into a loser. So do you want to take the tax loss? That's up to you. I'm more worried about what you could do with the money. That's the problem. People think, well, I'll just hold out. Well, there's a cost to holding. There's an opportunity cost. Bag holding costs more than just taxes and losses. Your loss is opportunity. You could have been shorting and doing other things, but you're holding a loser. Double whammy. Folks that are new, learn that lesson quickly. Folks that have been around, trust me, you guys know that to be a what? A massive problem in investing. Because if I invest in losers and something happens and I can't use that capital, now I'm really screwing myself. Does this make sense? Hey, get down, sweetheart. Come on. Cat's trying to climb in my fly tie and stuff. Does this make sense? That 40% is gone. Now it becomes what? Worse? Maybe break even? But now you can't use the capital. Yeah, you're losing time. You can't do anything. You see this coming and now you're watching. It's like that funny meme where Harry Potter's waving at the train. He's at the train station going to Hogwarts and he's waving. It's like, goodbye. Sell miners, buy dust. I mean, was it dust and JDST, if I remember right? I mean, nothing safe, y'all. I said this. When do you think you would be bullish on, say, let's Apple? That's the craziest question in the world. It's a bear market. Think about when it will be the right time to buy Apple. When everybody hates it. When the market, and again, if you have never ridden through a bear market, at the lows in a bear market, nobody wants to own stocks. And then again, why would you want to buy Apple? It's probably going to freaking lag. You should be asking me, what commodity companies are we going to buy? You're investing and looking in the past. Apple, again, think about U.S. Steel. U.S. Steel here, for example, trading at 1 times PE. What is Apple trading? What would Apple be at if it was a 1 PE? What would Apple be at if it was a 1 PE? Somewhere around the low 20s, probably. Again, stop. People don't look at the market the right way because they always look backwards. The comfort of doing what everyone's told. Again, at some point, if oil becomes a bigger problem, then yeah, it's going much higher. But if you think about buying Apple, Microsoft, then you don't know the past at all. And that scares the crap out of me that you're trading. And not because I'm like trying to be mean, but it's like you don't know. You don't know. Here's the SMH. Semiconductors. They were the clear future. 109 bottomed in 2009 at $14. It took you a whopping 17 and a half years to get back to even. The QQQ. Remember, tech trading at valuations that don't matter. This is the dot-com bubble on steroids, friends. Do you not see this? Look at that baby molehill versus this mountain. Tech went from $120 down to $20 at the lows. Took you what? 16 and a half years to get back to even? 16, 17 years. This is game over. It's under the 20 month. You do not want to buy tech for the next probably 10 years. And if you're going to try to tell me that, well, they're going to be good, they'll be around, no crap. There's still plenty of tech companies around from the 2000s. They're nowhere near where they're at. Cisco. Intel. Whatever. The dinosaurs. You're investing in dinosaurs, my friend. Why don't we look for the next winners? This is the dumbest thinking from retail. And James, I'm glad you bring this up because this isn't personal, bro. They're going to buy and hold Tesla and think they're going to never lose. While, again, they don't realize when a commodity bull market starts, guess what looks just like tech? This. 10 to 200 U.S. Steel. This is a freaking steel company. CF. What did it do? $2 up to 34, but it's been pretty good. I'm trying to think of some of the because it's funny because there's a bunch of commodity companies that got absolutely smashed too. BTU is now they defaulted 17 times. All those coal companies defaulted. Look at this. Transocean, I love Transocean. This is my favorite trading stocks ever. Look at this stock during the commodity bull run. 18 up to $1.60. It is at $3. It is at $3. I don't want, again, I'm not saying I know if Tesla's going to $3 or Apple, but I don't want to buy them. Because in a commodity bull market, inputs for your favorite tech company go to the moon. They have no margins now. In deflationary times, their margins were expanding. In deflationary times, Apple's making more money every time they raise price. Well, now Apple's going to have to raise price just to make money. It's a totally different game. The buyback, buying back stock, is it's like they're doing the IBM all over. Do y'all remember IBM? They bought all of the stock in the 1990s. Got smoked. Now it came back, cool. But again, it's a dinosaur. From 2008, it went from 73 up to 205. I feel like I know 70 tech names that did better than that. We all agree? AT&T, absolute dinosaur. I know people hold this for the dividend. It is the actual biggest joke. Because you wasted 20 years on a freaking dividend. Not coming back. Another great tech name. Double top. Do you see how this is? Like, people who are telling you that you need this is why when I look at Robinhood and they're in the, I'm trying to figure out what to short. Literally, their main headline was, let's buy Apple, Amazon, Tesla for the long run. Unbelievable. Because the long run is not friendly to companies. Do you know how many companies survived from, say, in the 1930s? Do you know what? There's only one name that is relevant from the 1930s that's still around. And then again, people say, hold on forever. But I always find this. Like the Dow 30, all of those names, gone or blown up. Things change. ExxonMobil, it's the only one. Remember GE for decades. GE, the company. GE was the company. GE was the company. Now you own GE. It's like, geez. Ugh. There's no buy and hold. Because unless a company gets bought out, which it can when it's smaller, the law of large numbers. Once you get to the top of the mountain, there is nowhere to go but down. I'm just telling y'all, that's the problem here. You're being fed a story to buy and, what is it, DCA all the way down on Tesla. I always love laughing at Tesla. God, who had those puts in? Silver Sleuth, dude, you need to get out of the Discord room. You're killing me with your trades, bro. You're always like doing the wrong thing at the wrong time, in my opinion. It just kills me because I'm like, you're putting a day trading mentality onto swing trading. It's absolutely crazy, and I honestly am sad for you. For years, Tesla is uninvestable. They don't make money. What? Their software causes car crashes. Elon's gonna burn this company to the ground. This one candle changed retail's minds forever. It's going to the moon. Pump, 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 pump. Dead. Now, goes from uninvestable to hold forever. Do you see what the market makers have done to y'all? I mean, again, I've got a total... I talk about the names every day, and there'll be more. I'm just not trying to be early in this stuff. You know, pick your gold, pick your silver, pick your uranium, pick your oil, pick your whatever commodity. Pick whatever. Pick whatever. Hold on one second. Who is this? Hello? Hello? That's what I thought. Sorry. I get a phone call. I'm like, who is this? At this point, and usually I wouldn't answer it. It's coming from a specific number. I thought, do you have any questions about what, again, I say this in the same videos. People love this stuff to hear it over and over, but at some point you have to monetize it. Any questions? We talked about, posted this on Twitter earlier. 200-day, 301, short it. No, you didn't, Dan. Okay. All right, well, let's go to the videotape. Where is it? CCJ, sorry, Bulls, Bank. Oh, Tesla. Trying to pretend it's going to hold over the 200-day. Easy short. Where was it at when we said that? 388. I knew it said to get over the 200-day. 10 points. Giving up the trade. Literally, the market's just about to melt like butter, potentially. Rotha Khan telling you the expected move. I'm telling you, man, I love you, bro, but your expected move crap, it drives me crazy because I've tried to rely on it. And it's right sometimes, wrong sometimes. Because if I pretended the expected move today was what on the SPY, I think he said 412, 415 was the low end of the range, and I took all my shorts off. Now I'm naked because I got no shorts. I'm sitting here doing this video with no pants on. And I am pissed. Because I saw what was coming. No pants on. Any other questions? I'm going to wrap this up. You got my full attention. I apologize. If you're not familiar with why I think bear market, tech. Posted on the top of my Discord channel since December. I did this video in November. When do you expect the bottom to be? I don't know, man. I don't know. The bottom's going to be when everybody hates stocks. That's how this works. At the highs, what? Diamond hands. Markets only go higher. At the lows, I don't ever want to own stocks again. I want to see, I hate to say this, a trail of tears. I want to see FinTwit I want to see everybody give up. Yeah, I'll look up Soho. That's when you know the bear market's ended. There's no hope. Just like at the highs, there's no way it can't win. Southerly Hotels. I mean, I don't know, man. It looks like it's just dead money. I mean, why? Nothing is safe. And you just got back to even on Southerly Hotels. Well, guess what? I can't tell you what to do here, but in my mind, like, I think I could find better trades out there. Do you expect there to be a buy the dip moment in the next little while, only to get smashed? What's next week? Let's look into next week. It's the beginning of the month. Yeah, there might be some pops from new money coming in the market. There'll probably be some sort of Fed speak. There'll be something, right? There always is. Just like this week there was the Jackson Hole, and then next week it'll be, I don't have, hold on, give me 2 seconds. I can look it up. What's the data that comes out? Is the jobs number next week? I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Calendar, let's look at what's coming up next week. Oh, it's the jobs number. And then it'll be the jobs number. Y'all, I mean, that's what it's, remember, Monday, Friday, smash. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, chop, pop, flop, whatever. I mean, again, Scott, like, this is the thing. People don't realize, like, I don't diversify. But I also don't trade things that I think are risky. Shorting Apple to me is like a no-brainer. It's the market not getting bought out. Shorting Tesla, not getting bought out. Shorting Microsoft, not getting bought out. Shorting NDAQ, not getting bought out. Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, the XLF, buy and triple leverage ETFs, not getting bought out. What's the best news they're going to announce? A buyback? At the highs? Penalized. Penalty box. That's where they'll go for that. At this point, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Remember I talked about this yesterday. LVMH. LVMHF. I said, watch this sucker. Watch that. Because, again, luxury retail. Turning into a flop moment. Now, again, I don't trade it, but it's things I look at. Because my wife's like, oh, I think... She tries to say, I don't know if there's a recession or not. She's like, people are buying purses. I'm like, well, let's look at the company. Let's look at the stock. Do you guys have any questions at this point? Because, again, it's I don't know what to tell you. We try to anticipate the moves. You ask me now what to do, I don't know. My goal is to anticipate the move. It's not to chase it. I hate chasing. Because chasing means I'm paying. I'm going to get caught in the chop. It's never going to be easy. Do y'all get that? That's why we anticipate. I'd rather be slightly early so that I don't have to chase. Because, again, if the trend is your friend, what's going to happen? It can come right back in a day. Right? Oh, look at all this action. If you got in here or whatever, gone. Long gone. Bye-bye. PE. When someone shows me PE in a bear market, I think they should go do some physical education. I mean, I think Buffett bought this stock, right? Oh my God, Buffett loses? Yeah, he does. I love it when people are like, oh, buy Occidental. Can't lose. This, again, I'm going to do this Occidental rant, then I'm going to go. So he's been buying the stock, right? We know that. Well, what do you think he's going? Like, again, then we go look at the monthly, because, again, all trades start on the monthly. You're at the 0.618 and channel high. You're at the volume at price max. Like, this is where all the volume relies. It's where all the biggest point of the trades go off. Point of control. Very clear, right? Very clear, right? Let me draw it. You can see it. Extend it out, right? Can't miss it. Go look at the daily. Headline, 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 headlines, headlines. What's happened the last 4 days? The covered call king is selling calls. Go look at the PE. Go look at the not PE, but put the call ratio. It's like 0.1, 0.2. That means 80 to 90% of the options traded in Occidental Petroleum were calls. I'm not going to say I know for sure, but I would be willing to guess that 50 to 60% of the calls that were written and sold or bought, Mr. Buffett was selling them. That's all I'm going to say on that. suckers are chasing and screaming. Buffett buys it quietly and then does what? As soon as it pops, he sells the covered calls. And everybody else goes nuts and buys it, and he just lets it. Again, he's not betting against himself. He wants you guys, not you guys. He wants those guys to get trapped. He'll buy back his calls for free, and he'll buy more stock. I hope you guys see how easy this is. Look at this Apple. I mean, people are taking profit. Like, you're taking profits? What? They just started. Remember, when it's a bear market, this is what happens. Same thing in a bull market. The sideways action, the down move gets absorbed, and you make higher highs quickly, right? Down market does what? This was a bull market we talked about. Not a bull market, but a bull trend swing, right? All the downs would get eaten up. Now what's going on? All the pops getting eaten down. Pretty simple. Roblox, yeah, I mean, I think Roblox, again, I think they could get bought out. That's the hardest thing. I don't short Roblox. I know they have a lot of debt. But I think they're going to get bought out at some point. And you have to fight the rumor of Amazon, Microsoft, somebody buying them all the time. This is volume. Somebody was accumulating. It rode up on volume. Dangerous. I don't know if I want to short that. You see my point, Ken? Short Apple. Short Tesla. Short Microsoft. Short Amazon. Short Google. They've got long runways. Massively long runways down. People are like, why are you short Microsoft? I'm like, because this is the Mount Everest. This is the Mount Everest. Oh, why would you short Tesla? Well, now it's split. It doesn't look as strong. Apple. Does this make sense? The leaders of a bull market do what? Die at some point. Those are the ones you short. Citigroup stock worth a 6 PE. Who gives a crap about PE? Please don't ask me. Don't talk about PE. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh, what am I doing? It's C. Good luck with Citigroup. I mean, I still remember people buying this in the banking industry. People don't want to hold the stock forever. Good luck. Good luck, mon ami. Mon frère. Whatever. I'm going to get going. Appreciate you guys. Keep it simple. Again, when you start making money, let's talk about real estate because you need to start buying passive income. Your goal is to get paid, not to work. If you buy properties correctly and you create passive income streams, well, guess what? You can play on you can create your own YouTube channel and hang out. Hey, man, guess what? It's better to learn with a small account than a big account because what happens when you have a big account and you're learning how to trade, you lose a lot. Because I tell people, if you treat $1 like you do $1,000, treat 1,000 like a 10,000, treat 10,000 like a million in trading, you will win. It's just if you gamble, you will lose. Be safe, man. Be smart out there, y'all. I appreciate the support of the channel. If you want to share this with folks, I don't mind. Again, this is going to stay small. You bring people that think they're know-it-alls, I'm instantly going to ban them because I just don't even want to argue with folks. I get this all the time in the Discord room. Well, I've been trading this, and it's like, great. Are you here to learn, or are you here to tell me I'm wrong? Because if you're here to tell me I'm wrong, get in line. Let's let, again, I always say, let the account balances speak. Let the trading action confirm. People who are telling me I'm crazy for shorting oil through the drip, buying drip or XOP. People say I'm like, please sell CCJ. Ready to sell. You're the man, bro. People, again, I thrive on on the haters. Because again, I know retail always loses. You will learn that too. We're all retail at some point. I'm still retail technically. All right. Talk to you later. Please be smart. Know the trend is your friend. And if you're aggressively short and you want to take some off and you have profit pressure, fine. But just like you layer in, layer out. Keep in mind, won't go down in a straight line always. You see pops, you want to add, know your spots, know the action, know the chart formations. You can do it. Later on, folks, be smart. I'm telling you.